What did you do to piss off the Donald Trump supporters so much?
Oh, wow. I didn't even do something that big, which to me speaks very highly of the Donald Trump supporters, because when you are operating from fear and when you are operating from a place that is dishonest, I feel like you react to things that are testing you or coming up against you a lot stronger. And they definitely reacted. And so to me, I just find that to be an indication of, wow, you're just like really afraid, and you just know that this is not secure. And now I've just pointed it out and you're freaking out in your response. But what I did is there was a gentleman at Mount Royal University who was wearing a Make America Great Again hat. And to me, Make America Great is hate speech. To me, Make America Great means make America white, means make America straight, means make America a lot of the limiting things that a lot of people have died for in terms of our rights as human beings to be changed. And it's trying to reverse it. And I think in 2019, there's just no place for that. And so I just went up to him and said, yo, you have to take that off. Like, you just can't wear that. To me, it'd be the same as someone wearing a Nazi slogan. It would be the same as someone wearing, kill this group of people, or no transgenders or anything. And I just don't have time for that. There's so much more in the world. And so we had an altercation, and another stranger who was kind of just witnessing the scene filmed it. And that is why the internet and video are powerful and also dangerous, because that video went on the internet with no context, and people took what they wanted from it, and it exploded. And I was not ready for the backlash from that. It went totally viral. I had my homies from Ireland and Australia being like, yo, you're in the metro over here. Like, what is going on? Like, it was everywhere. It was everywhere. And the thing that I learned from that was that you will always receive a lot of hate when you're speaking truth, but if you just keep speaking truth, and if you're coming from a place of love, you're always going to be okay. But it took me to a really dark place. There was death threats. People were calling my parents' house. They were hacking all of my shit, like my banking, all my emails.
Are you serious?
It was crazy. I had to shut everything down. The Calgary police were there. There was bomb threats to the school. Like, it was a crazy situation. And to me, that just shows, if these people will rise up against one woman, I think it also had to do with the fact that I was a woman speaking up against a white male, and they just erupted. It was like, we have to literally destroy her. We have to convince her to kill herself to remove this, because that's how dangerous we are when we speak up for truth and love. That's how dangerous you are. It's like people want you to die. And for a little while I bought into that fear, and then I came back from it, and it was a huge learning experience in my life, but it didn't shut me down. I think I got that from my parents too. I'm just like, I've gotten in a lot of trouble in my life for standing up for things. I've been arrested for helping animals in Ireland, and just random shit. I just have no patience for cruelty. I just have no patience for cruelty to any living thing. I will yell at a kid for wrecking a tree. I'm just like, why? If you can help something live, if you can make the world better, do that. And it's always the easiest path usually to pick. You have to go out of your way to hurt things, and just don't.
I agree. So what do you think about this idea? Because I was watching the video.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was split in between.
Fair, because I think that free speech is an argument that a lot of people fall on, and I am a big advocate for that, especially in hip hop. You should be able to say what you want to say, but you should know that what you say has consequences.
Agreed.
And to me, there is a very clear line between free speech and hate speech. And hate speech is not allowed. Hate speech is not free speech. I draw the line. You can say whatever you want, but if you're getting racist, homophobic, sexist bullshit, you're not allowed to say it. Be a human. And I'll stand by that very strongly. I just don't have time for that shit.
You know what? I wish there was more people like you. I do.
But there's not.
You know what I mean? Because I do. I really wish because I'm functioning on two sides. It's like, that's how we should. But then it's like, I know how people are. Oh,
of course. I know how people are too.
So I get to the point where it's like, okay, listen, you don't have to like me. You don't have to fucking respect me. But if somebody comes and clocks you for it, or if somebody, just like you did, if somebody comes up and confronts you about it, then you got to deal with those consequences.
Right, and if you're going to confront people for shit that they're saying, you also should be prepared that they're going to come back at you tenfold. And
Exactly.
That's part of being a human, right? Is just learning like that I am only in control of my experience. At the end of the day, the only thing I can control is my reactions to things, my attachments to things, and my experience on the planet. I can maybe try and influence you, but it's really just my life that I can have control over of, and I can live it that way. And you gotta surrender all the other things.
So I want to ask is, how has the reaction from that video affected the content that you put out?
I think the content that I put out has always been the content that I've put out. I think it's like I can't control what I say in my lyrics and poetry because I really feel genuinely like I'm a vessel. I feel like when I get on stage, something happens and it's like there's this connection between me and the crowd, and I'm there to like serve, and to me it's like make the world a better place. If you have a platform, use it in that way. So I think my content has always stayed the same. I think for a little while my strength was very low, and I was very afraid, and I felt very confused about what the world was, but I don't think my content has ever changed. I'm always just like a little bit rowdy and usually preaching love and respect, and I also like to throw in some shock value shit and spit lyrics that make people be like, oh, because that's fun for me.
Agreed. Well, some people have said to me that like because I don't know, how often do you put out music? How often do you put out music?
I haven't put out a lot of music, and I think part of that is from like that fear of something on the internet attacking me and making me want to not exist anymore. But that's
a part of it.
Yeah, that's an honest thing that I've been pretty straight up about. Is like, yeah, I'm terrified to put shit out because people attack everything that I do. Like I know it's like guaranteed, and it should matter. And this year, like 2019, I have a bunch of stuff I've been like working on that I'm really proud of and I'm really excited to put out.
Yes.
I'm really big on doing, and I've like, there's no right or wrong way, do whatever. People who do projects, I have so much respect for people who come out with a project right off the bat. But I feel like the way that I move is I used to do short films when I did films.
Yes.
And I think that I'm similar with music. And so I would like to drop just like a bunch of singles with really dope videos and kind of build some like little fires, you know what I mean? Starting that way. And the thing is though, the music that I have put out, I know guaranteed it's like I will put a video on YouTube. I did a really dope collab with the homie TK Othello.
Hey, shout out to TK.
Yay! And incredibly talented Adam Ambrose artist. And it went up on YouTube, and it was like they had to turn the comments off because it was like there was like 500 comments of like, bitch, ugly slut, you suck, you got no da-da. And it's like that also sucks for me because I'm a very collaborative artist, and I don't want to put music out with people who I know are talented, who I know deserve like proper respect, proper clout, and then it's gonna have all of this bullshit from people who don't even listen to hip-hop or know what hip-hop is. They just support Donald Trump and are tagging me in this thing. And so, but I'm over it now. I think I'm like, this year, fuck it. Like, what if I die and then I never have any music out because I'm afraid?
Exactly.
And also, a lot of the people I work with are like, yo, I don't care. It doesn't matter. Like, let the haters come. At least we know we're guaranteed that these people are going to play it. And so let them play it. And I think this is how you have to live, because that thing of like haters going to hate is so real, you know?
Exactly.
So real.
And I think it's fair. Like, I can't imagine. It's hard to put yourself in that position until you've been in that position.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's easy for people to say, "Oh, why don't you just put on music?"
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay,
but it was
happens,
yeah,
you know
and it's
like,
and it's a scary time. It's weird how different things can be deeply affecting, you know, on your psyche of what you want to choose to do. But now I just feel like I have enough to say. And also I think that maybe that was a grace from the universe for me, because I think when I first was really recording music, because there's a difference between like freestyling and performing and recording. The types of music you make, the ways that you craft songs when you're creating a track like in a studio it's a whole other world than like freestyling.
Yes.
The first tracks that I worked on, I think they were like angry heartbreak tracks, and that's not the content that I actually want to put in the world. So I think that it was a bit of a saving grace that like I had this time of making music and not putting anything out, because now I'm making the stuff that I actually want to say, that I actually feel like I can express as an artist, and it's pretty different than when I'm freestyling, but I'm excited for it because it's like, it's very real, you know? Feels very real. And then no one can touch you. If you put stuff out and it's real and you're proud of it, like everything you do, I feel like is so authentic. Like the Esteban, it's like there. And then it's like, it doesn't matter what somebody says because you're like, I love this shit and I did it really well and it's me and it's genuine. It's like, if you put on your best outfit and you're like, I look this part, and someone's like, oh, like, I don't like that. You're like, I literally don't care. Because, like, I look good. I feel good. I know what these threads are. And so it's like, that should be creativity too.
Word.
Yeah.
That's dope. How do you think freestyling has helped your, written game?
Huge. In every way.